Moving with your family to another country can be exciting and overwhelming at the same time. And if you have a child with special needs, that journey comes with even more things to think about and put in place to ensure a smooth transition. Hi, I'm Christine Staple Ebanks, also known as the Special Needs Mama Bear. 6 years ago, I made this move with my son, relocating from Jamaica to the United States. My son Nathan has cerebral palsy. So I know firsthand the challenges families face when they're making such an international move. And I created this video to help make your journey easier. Now, if you're doing a local move, like maybe you're moving from one township to another, or even from one state to another here in the US, I've got a video just for that walks you through the 10 things you need to know for that type of transition. You can check out that video in the links below. But in this video, we're focusing on international moves. If you're moving from another country to the United States, you'll be stepping into systems that may look and feel different from what you're used to, from schools to doctors to disability services. This can all be overwhelming. But here's the good news. With the right preparation, the right information, and the right guidance, you can make the transition smoother and set your child and your family up for success. So today, I'll walk you through what I call my favorite curated list of the 10 top things every parent must know and do before, during, and after a move to the US with their special needs child. Now, spoiler alert, this is not an exhaustive list because each family situation is unique, but it will give you a strong starting point. And as you go along, you'll find more questions coming up, and that's okay. So I recommend keeping a trusted notebook that you carry with you everywhere you go. Keep it in your car, keep it in your purse. Use it to write down information, next steps, contact, and other information as you go along. So if you're moving internationally, this video is for you. Watch it through to the end, take notes, and use this as your guide to make your family's transition as smooth as possible. Let's jump right in.
10 things you must know and do before moving to the US to help make the transition smoother for your child with special needs. Number 1. Gather all records before the move. The very first step happens before you even leave your home country. Make sure you collect all of your child's important documents: immunization records, health certificates, medical records, diagnoses reports and treatment notes, evaluation reports, if available, official medical records, and letters of referrals from doctors, therapists, and the school. These papers are like your golden keys. When you arrive in the US, your child will go through new evaluations to determine school placement and eligibility for disability benefits. Having all this background information ready makes the process smoother and helps ensure your child gets the right support as quickly as possible. Number 2. Research to understand how special needs services work in the US. Step 2 is to research and understand how special needs services work in the US. In the US, federal law mandates that every state must provide an appropriate education for children with disabilities from ages 2 through 21. This right applies whether your child attends a public school or, in certain cases, a private school if the public school cannot meet their needs. For children ages 3 to 21, all special education services are provided free of cost in public schools through IEPs, individualized education programs, and 504 plans. These cover specialized instruction, accommodations, and therapies as needed, ensuring your child has access to the support they're entitled to under the law. In addition, disability support services like SSI and Medicaid insurance are available nationally. These cover key medical costs such as medical care, rehabilitation, hospitalization, equipment, and supplies, with extra programs provided in each state. Some therapies, like speech, occupational, and physical therapy, are provided in school, but depending on your child's needs, you may also need clinical services outside of school. These are usually covered through insurance, and most state benefits actually depend on you having Medicaid insurance in place. That is why it is so important to research the system in the state and the township where you are going, and also to research the application process. This way, you'll know where to go when you arrive, what documents to bring, what to apply for, and what your child is entitled to under the law. Here are some common places to turn for information. State Department of Education, Special Education, IEP 504. State Medicaid website, Eligibility and Applications. Social Security Administration, SSI Benefits. Local School Districts Special Services Office. Parent Training and Information, PTI. Centers Disability Rights Organizations in your state, national, and state parent support groups. For example, the ARC, Family Voices, Autism Society. Important things to know. Your child must first be registered within the state as permanently disabled. This registration triggers Medicaid eligibility, even if SSI is denied. SSI benefits require U.S. citizenship, or at least 5 years lawful residency. Most townships require you to live there 3-4 weeks to be considered a resident. Also, your local school district's website usually has an enrollment page with documents you'll need. Knowing your child can attend school is the foundation. Now the question is, what supports will they actually get once they're in the classroom? Number 3. Getting your child set up in school, the keys to school services. The third step is getting your child set up in school, and this begins with what I call the keys to school services, IEPs and 504 plans. As you go through this process, you'll encounter several important steps: evaluations for special education eligibility and placement, development of an IEP or 504 plan, and regular meetings with your child's care and education team. It's important to know that parents are equal partners in the IEP planning process. And remember, all of these services are provided free of cost under federal law. These might be new terms to you, so let me break it down in 30 seconds. An IEP, or Individualized Education Program, is a written plan developed for a child who qualifies for special education. The IEP lays out your child's learning goals and the specific services and supports they will receive. For example, specialized instruction, speech therapy, occupational therapy, or physical therapy. It's created by a team that includes teachers, specialists, and you, the parent, working together to decide what your child needs to succeed in school. A 504 plan is different. It doesn't include specialized instruction, but it ensures your child has accommodations, things like extra time on tests, preferential seating, or assistive technology to help them succeed in the regular classroom. Most important, you as the parent are part of the evaluation and planning team. Services through IEPs and 504 plans are provided free under federal law, and knowing how to ask for them is essential to getting your child the support they need. Where to turn? Every state has a Parent Training and Information Center, PTI. These free centers explain IEPs and 504 plans in parent-friendly language, guide you through your rights, and can even provide support at school meetings if you need it. To find the PTI in your state, visit the national directory at parentcenterhub.org/find-your-center. You can also contact the Board of Education in your local school district. Their Special Services or Special Education Office is responsible for evaluations, IEPs, and 504 plans, and will be your direct point of contact once you arrive. Number 4. Getting your child set up for disability services. Step 4 is about getting your child set up for disability services. Beyond school supports, there are state agencies where you must register your child. This is what makes your child officially recognized as having a developmental disability in the state system. These include Perform Care. Perform Care is New Jersey's statewide care management organization for children and youth with developmental disabilities. To access services, parents must first register their child through Perform Care. The process begins with submitting documentation, such as your child's medical diagnoses, evaluation reports, and proof of residency. Once your child is registered, Perform Care connects you to the services they qualify for. These services may include family support, in-home or community therapies, respite care, behavioral supports, and access to equipment or adaptive programs. Perform Care also helps coordinate care across different agencies so families don't have to figure it all out on their own. When it comes to disability services, it's important to know which agency serves your child's age group. For example, here in New Jersey, Perform Care serves children and youth with developmental disabilities, while the Division of Developmental Disabilities, DDD, serves older youth and adults, usually beginning at age 16. Another point families often miss is that many state programs, especially long-term disability services, require the individual to have lived in the U.S. for at least 5 years before qualifying. That's important to plan for if you've recently moved. You'll also need to submit documentation, medical diagnoses, evaluation reports, proof of residency, and sometimes proof of school enrollment. And don't forget Medicaid insurance. In most states, Medicaid is the gateway for your child to access therapies, equipment, and many disability benefits. Finally, check with your local township or county offices. The Board of Social Services and Recreation Departments often provide adaptive recreation, respite programs, and even special needs registries for safety. Knowing how to connect across the state, Medicaid, and township levels will help you open the right doors for your child. Where to turn? Perform Care, or State Children's Services Agency, serves children and youth with developmental disabilities. Division of Developmental Disabilities, DDD, serves older youth and adults, often age 16 plus state Medicaid office for insurance coverage and benefits. Local Board of Social Services, township offices, residency, social services, and community supports. This setup phase can feel painfully slow at times, but patience and persistence are key. Once your child is registered, you'll be able to explore the full range of programs your state offers, such as family support services, respite care, therapies, medical equipment, and even transportation assistance. And don't forget to check with your township for local services. These may include social services offices, adaptive recreation programs, and special needs registries for safety. While the process can be frustrating and it does take time, be patient. The wait is worth it. Full registration opens the door to a wide range of services and supports for your child. Once these are in place, you'll be glad you stayed the course, because your child will have access to opportunities you may never have imagined. This not only improves their quality of life, but also gives you more support as a special needs parent. Number 5. What to know if you don't speak English, or your English is limited. Step 5 is for families who don't speak English, or whose English is limited. It's important to know that you have the right to receive information in a language you understand across all major systems. Schools must provide translation and interpretation services. By law, public agencies and organizations, including schools, social service offices, healthcare centers, and hospitals, are required to provide interpretation services for individuals who do not speak English. It is also your legal right to request that documents, emails, and all forms of communication be provided to you in your native language. This includes IEP and 504 meetings, evaluations, and any important documents related to your child's education. Hospitals and clinics must also provide medical interpreters to ensure you understand your child's care and your rights as a parent. Be sure to request that important documents, like medical reports, evaluation results, and service plans, are given to you in your preferred language. And always tell providers up front that you need language support. Where to turn: school district, special services office and websites, hospital, clinic, patient services office, medical interpreter services, state disability agency, township social services, translation and interpretation during applications, parent training and information, PTI, centers, bilingual advocacy support, community parent support groups, language-specific networks, and peer connections. Number 6. Accessing health insurance for your child. Health insurance is a legal requirement for all U.S. residents. Step 6 is about understanding how to access health insurance for your child once you arrive. In the U.S., healthcare isn't automatic. Families must have health insurance in place. Health insurance is not optional. It's a legal requirement for all residents to have active coverage. Without it, families face very high medical bills and limited access to services. On top of that, when you file your tax return, you may also be charged a penalty if you do not have health insurance. It depends on your immigration status and the state where you live. There are a few ways to access coverage. First, if a parent's job offers health benefits, children can often be covered under the employer's plan. Second, children with developmental disability diagnoses, such as autism, cerebral palsy, or Down syndrome, may qualify for free Medicaid insurance through the state. This program is especially important, not only because it covers therapies, hospital care, equipment, and other essential services, but also because many government programs require Medicaid enrollment before your child can qualify. In addition, many providers will not accept your child for services unless Medicaid insurance is in place. Federal programs are also available, but many require 5 years of U.S. residency before a child becomes eligible. That waiting period can be frustrating, but it's important to know up front. The key point is this: apply for health insurance as soon as you arrive. Having active coverage in place will ensure your child can access doctors, specialists, and therapies without long delays. Where to turn for health insurance coverage for your child? Employer's Human Resources Office. To apply for employer-sponsored family health coverage, state Medicaid office eligibility applications and program details for children with disabilities, county or township board of social services, help with Medicaid applications and renewals healthcare.gov federal marketplace. To explore insurance plans if employer coverage or Medicaid aren't available, local hospitals or health centers, patient services office, assistance with Medicaid enrollment and insurance navigation. Disability-specific nonprofits often have healthcare navigators who help families apply. Number 7, where you live matters. Step 7 is about researching where you will live. I know you may feel that you don't have a choice. If you're immigrating because of a job or because your family sponsored you, you may simply think you have to live where you're placed. That's completely understandable. But here's the truth. Not every state, county, or township provides the same level of services for children with disabilities. Some school districts are stronger in special education than others. Some areas have more funding for therapies, respite care, and family support, while others offer very little. Doing your research will help you know what to expect and plan ahead. If possible, choose an area known for strong supports, even if it's farther from family. Even if you cannot choose where you live right now, doing your research still matters. It will help you know what to expect, what's available, and where you may need to look for extra support. And if you do have some flexibility, you may want to consider moving to an area that is known for stronger disability services, even if that means being a little farther away from family. As someone once said to me, you need to go where the services are for your child. That knowledge and preparation will make a big difference in how quickly your child gets the support they deserve. Where to turn? State Department of Education website. Details on school district special education services, local board of education, school district office. Specific supports available for students with disabilities, state disability agency websites, lists of county and township level programs, parent advocacy groups, and local support networks. Insight on which districts and townships offer stronger services. Local disability advocacy groups can ask the Parent Training and Information Center, PTI, about service differences by district. Number 8. After the move, finding the right doctors and specialists for your child. Even with insurance, specialists can have long wait lists, and many parents are surprised by just how long it can take to get an appointment. That's why Step 8 is so important. It's about making sure your child is connected with the right doctors and specialists as early as possible. The first place to start is with a primary care doctor, or PCP. This is usually your child's pediatrician, and they act as the entry point for all other care. The PCP not only manages your child's overall health, but also provides the referrals you'll need to see specialists. From there, your child may need additional doctors depending on their unique needs. These might include a neurologist, developmental pediatrician, dentist, ophthalmologist, allergist, or gastrointestinal specialist. Each of these plays a role in monitoring different aspects of your child's health. It's also important to think about equipment providers. Children with physical disabilities often need wheelchairs, braces for their feet, trunk supports, or other adaptive seating. Getting the right equipment early can make a huge difference in their daily comfort and independence. If your child is nonverbal, you may want to explore augmentative and alternative communication, or AAC. This includes tools like speech devices or communication apps that give your child a voice and help them interact more fully with others. Where to turn? Insurance Providers Directory. List of in-network doctors, therapists, and specialists. State Medicaid provider search. To find specialists who accept Medicaid, local children's hospitals, and specialty clinics. Referrals to subspecialists and equipment services, durable medical equipment, DME, providers, wheelchairs, braces, seating systems, AAC devices, parent support networks, family recommendations for trusted providers in your area. It's important to remember that access to providers and equipment is often region, state, and county specific. What's available in one area may not exist in another, so researching your options locally is essential. And number 9, cultural adjustment. Adjusting to life in a new country. Step 9 is about cultural adjustment, what we mean by adjusting to life in a new country. When you move to the US, you're not just changing your address. You're stepping into systems that may work very differently from what you're used to. One big difference is that parents are expected to be active partners in school and healthcare decisions for their child. Another is that disability supports here are often more inclusive and protected by law, giving your child access to rights and opportunities that may not have been available before. Your culture, your habits, and your expectations all shape how you experience these new systems. This can affect how you feel when interacting with schools, healthcare providers, and even your daily routines. For example, in many countries, schools and doctors make decisions without much parent involvement. In the US, parents are expected to be active partners in both school and healthcare decisions. That can feel overwhelming at first, but it is also empowering. It's also important to recognize that in the US, the treatment of individuals with disabilities is often far more inclusive and supportive than it may have been in your home country. Here, children with disabilities are legally entitled to attend school, access therapies, and participate in community life. This can open doors for your child in ways you may not have experienced before. The key is to keep researching, keep asking questions, build your tribe and your community, and keep learning, because the more you understand the system, the better you can help your child thrive. Remember, your voice matters here in the US. It is important to find your voice as a parent because you are not just a parent, you are also your child's advocate. To explore resources, training, and opportunities to help you strengthen your voice of advocacy, visit ChristineStapleEbanks.com. Where to turn? ChristineStapleEbanks.com, training, resources, and advocacy opportunities. YouTube, The Special Needs Mama Bear, videos, encouragement, and practical tips. Facebook and Instagram at The Special Needs Mama Bear, Community and Support Network, local library, free resources, English classes, and community information community centers, cultural groups, immigrant services and parent workshops, parent advocacy organizations, guidance and mentoring from families who have already adjusted. Number 10, information overload, how to manage it without burning out. Step 10 is about information overload. Between immigration, schools, doctors, and services, it can often feel like you don't even know where to start. The to-do list feels endless. That's why this final step is so important. Because every parent, whether you are a new immigrant, a long-time immigrant, or even a U.S. citizen, faces the challenge of managing paperwork. U.S. systems require a lot of documentation. Forms for schools, doctors, and disability services must be completed, and information release and privacy forms are both common and required. Here's the reality. Ignoring paperwork can cause your child to lose vital services, and it can take months to get them back. That's why it's critical to learn how to organize, track, and stay on top of deadlines. When you do, you'll not only reduce stress, but also keep your child's services running smoothly. The key is to remember that paperwork is part of the process of protecting your child's rights and keeping their supports in place. When you manage it step by step, you'll feel less overwhelmed, and your child will continue to receive the services they need. Where to turn? If you're wondering where to turn for help with all this paperwork, the very first place I recommend is our Special Needs Mama Bear membership. You can find it at shop.thespecialneedsmamabear.com. Just click on the membership link. Inside, you'll get access to support for paperwork questions, access to specialists who can give an independent review of documents, and a community of parents walking the same journey. It's designed to give you real help and peace of mind. Beyond that, your school district's Parent Resource Office can guide you through education paperwork. Case managers and social workers can also be a valuable part of your child's care management team. They often help with forms, explain processes, and connect you to services. But it's important to remember that they are not the whole solution. You'll still need to figure out what their role means for you and how to work with them as part of your child's overall care team. That way, you can stay in the driver's seat while making the most of the support they provide. Remember, you don't have to face information overload alone. Support is out there, and the right resources can make all the difference.
There you have it. The top 10 must-do things to prepare before, during, and after your international move to the United States as a parent of a child with special needs. I encourage you to go back through this video from time to time, pause where you need to, take notes, and even download the closed caption information so you have all the information you need in one place. That way, you'll know what to do step by step to make your family's transition as smooth as possible. I'm Christine Staple Ebanks, also known as the Special Needs Mama Bear. You can check out my books, read my blog, and join our community on Facebook at thespecialneedsmamabear.com. You can also follow me on Instagram at christine.staplebanks and subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Special Needs Mama Bear, for more videos like this one. If you'd like to read more about my writing, you can also find me on my website, christinestaplebanks.com, or on Medium, where I share reflections and resources for parents and advocates. And if you'd like to connect directly, you can reach me anytime at contact@thespecialneedsmamabear.com. Remember, you don't have to walk this journey alone. Together, we can build stronger families, better systems, and brighter futures for our children. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video. Bye-bye.